Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea. Welcome back to a high-level best of 3 between the bottom right spawning as a red Terran player playing for Storm Gaming. It is special. And in the top left as our blue Zerg player, it is of course Solar for On-Site Gaming. The Super Tournament, GSL Super Tournament winner. Here taking on Special. And we see Special open up with a fast barracks. Now, I saw this series and I thought to myself, Special versus Solar, that's going to be something interesting, as I know that these guys have played each other a lot in practice, in preparation for Intel Extreme Masters Katowice, and games where players know each other's style are often kind of weird and a little bit blind counter-ish. So we see a pool first here, for example, coming out of Solar with a very fast gas as well, which he immediately pulls 3 workers into. So this feels like it's maybe a counter to a no scout, which Solar might have some info on that. You know, it's like maybe Special doesn't like the scout in this matchup. That's completely possible. I don't know. And Special, of course, also has some information on what Solar likes to play. So it's going to be an interesting setup here. Whenever you have 2 friends or 2 practice partners play, things always get interesting pretty darn quickly. There's 2 larvae waiting, and the 3rd larva will pop soon. That means we're most likely going to be seeing... No, only 1 set of links. I for sure thought it was going to be at least 2 sets of links, and maybe even 3 sets of links, but I couldn't be further off, as it's just going to be a single set of links with a fast metabolic boost as well. Now this could just be for a mind game, saying, hey, usually when I play this I'm going for a roach all-in, so over-prepare for that. But it could also just be that this is an opener that Solar likes. He makes sure that he doesn't end up dying against any type of weird 2 or 3 Rex proxy build, as this SEV is going to be forced back home. Reaper makes its way across the map. First Marine is popping out soon and the factory is on the way. Most likely going to be a double gas opener here. The most likely follow-up after scouting the fact that your opponent goes for a pool first. We have the reactor coming down after single Marine. And this is Special taking some liberties here in the early game. So he hasn't really scouted a whole lot, only saw the hatchery timing, doesn't know if there's a roach warren behind this. If there were a roach warren behind this, most likely Special would be in massive trouble, as he does not have a bunker on the high ground. They could just die against a standard 3, 4, 5 roach pressure, morph 1 into a Ravager, and boom, Special's dead. But Special knows something that I don't, and that is that Solar apparently doesn't like that strategy all that much. We see the starport going down, straight up a trade from the factory and the barracks as well. So not even going for a tech lab to maybe get a cyclone out. No, Special knows exactly what he needs to do in order to get ahead. And ahead he definitely is. Solar with an inefficient build order start is not going to be capable of making up that the worker disadvantage that he has right now, that he managed to establish for himself in this early game. 3rd CC already on the way for Special, as well as a tech lab coming down on the barracks and the starport close to finishing up. Means we're most likely going into Banshee and a triple CC as a follow-up. Very late 3rd depot. This is a beautiful opener here for Special. Roach Warren is going to be thrown down here. So Solar still might follow this up with a delayed roach attack. We see a 2nd gas. Now this is a dead giveaway that Solar indeed wants to invest some major resources into it. As a Zerg player, you usually don't want to get the 2nd gas until you start your lair, as it delays your mineral income, and mineral income is the only thing that provides an increased economy. Everything that, you know, boosts your economy costs pure minerals. So the moment you're taking away from your mineral income into your gas income, there better be a good reason for it, and that reason starts with an R and ends with Och. It's a roach. As we're going to see a couple of roaches being constructed here. Metabolic boost already out. I think this is going to be... Ooh. Oh, wow. I thought it was going to be a Banshee opener. And Banshee opener would have been great against this, but instead it's a double Raven opener. Single Raven already considered to be quite risky. Special says, hey, I'm going to one-up the single Raven. I'm going to go for 2 Ravens. Sends one out across the map right away, looking for some scouting info with these Hellions, and will perhaps find these roaches. Links making their way around the map. Can these cars actually get the info that they need? Oh no, just barely missing it. Maybe get the Ravager? No. Also not happening. Raven moves in towards the main base. Solar's going to be very happy with the news of a Raven being there. Special just has no clue what's going on here. Absolutely zero clue as to what is kicking off. 3 drones have fallen. But now these roaches are being spotted. Raven immediately returns back home. One Raven still on the other side of the map with 3 kills. Actually 5 kills on it. Must have killed 2 Lings as well at the same time. This is good control out of special. Going for the Ling reinforcements rather than trying to fight these roaches. SCVs will try to fight these roaches. And this isn't a good initial defense here for special. Taking out a lot of these Lings. SCVs helping out. Auto turret also helping out. 10 workers do go down, but worker count still 35 to 38. Ling reinforcements against this many Hellions actually not going to be good enough, as special survives with 10 cars remaining and 2 Ravens out on the map. Follows it up with 2 factories. One factory which seems to be kind of off position. Yeah. One hex too far down. And now it's going to move into the correct spot, as 2 more drones will end up falling. Maybe 1 or 2 more Lings as well. And double Ravens are out, continued Hellion production, and Cyclones are on the way. Double Cyclones being pumped out of these 3 factories, as well as continuous Hellion production. And the barracks makes its way across the map, perhaps for some spotting later on. Oh, here come the cars. Actually dealing some damage against those drones. Dealing a decent chunk of damage as well. Raven goes in towards the natural, throws down the auto turret, takes out 1 drone, 2 drones, 1 drone it's going to be. As Lings once again make their way across the map. Solar still holding down the Roach button as well as the Ling button. And Lings are getting a bit of a kick around the butt. So are the Roaches. I mean, Cyclones are out already at this point. This all in is kind of a dead thing right now. Lings around coming in. If it catches these Cyclones, that would be big. 1 Cyclone goes down. Good depot lower here out of special. Really on point in this defense. Not building that many workers, but everything else has been good. Cyclone attached to that Roach, as every single Roach here most likely is going to end up falling. SCVs being pulled off the line. Can we get a raise on these depots? Yes, we can. Once again, good control out of special. Also opening this depot again for increased maneuverability. 11 workers have gone down, but Solar still stuck on 36. Continues the all-in as the Hellions stay alive. Infernal Pre-Igniter about to finish up. What are the Ravens doing meanwhile? There's a barracks making his way across the map. He's going to find these queens, while at the same time the Ravens still sending in auto turrets every now and again. This Raven, 14 kills. Where's the other Raven? 2 kills. And it's 35 workers against 32. 30 workers have gone down on the side of special, and he's still in the game. Well, more workers have gone down on the side of special. 45 workers have been killed on his side, 15 on Solar side. So 60 workers dying in the first 8 minutes of this game. That is a pretty impressive number. Well, I'm not sure if impressive is the word. That's a pretty depressing number, I guess, if you're a Terran player especially. But even for Zerg, that's a lot of workers to lose. Once again, look at this. Every single time that special holds, he says, all right, now it's my turn to attack. And Solar says, no, actually, it still isn't. I have 1 more trick up my sleeve, and the trick is the same thing, like the same trick. Solar is like a clown that can only juggle. Then he stops juggling for a little bit, and the kids are like, all right, maybe now it's going to be the endless handkerchiefs. But no, once again, the clown starts juggling and then starts throwing the juggling balls at the kids, which for the 3rd time in a row they hadn't expected. A special gets caught out of position once more. Kind of a poor job scouting here. Has 5 factories, lots of productions. These Cyclones on the wrong side of the road are going to get caught by these police officers or the Zerglings. And once more, 10 workers going down on the side of special. GG gets called after a never-ending Roach all-in. 9 minutes of Roach Ling all-in. Solar actually managed to get a win. What a ridiculous game here. That's the type of game that you hide from your parents, you know? Not because it's bad or, you know, you've been doing something bad, but because it's a little bit embarrassing. You don't want to talk about it anymore. You know, it's he literally held the same Roach all-in 3 times and then died the 4th time. It feels it feels a little bit silly. Like falling for the same trick. Time after time after time after time. They're the people that go and watch the same Marvel movie 7 times in the cinema. It's like, it wasn't even that good the first time. You're really gonna visit a 2nd time? It's like, yeah. Alright, your call. Now this is a trick I appreciate much more. Classic 3-Rex proxy. Went behind Dark Shrine and went behind proxy 3-Rex. Also went ahead proxy 3-Rex, and when even in a series proxy 3-Rex. Proxy 3-Rex actually always is a good build. It's one of these builds you can throw out at any point in the series, and it's always going to provide An entertaining game. Almost always is going to provide a win as well for the Terran, as this build has a ridiculous win rate in tournaments. I almost never see this build order lose. Orbital already on the way here, as the first 2 Marines are popping out. And Special moves across the map with his 2 SCVs. Here comes the drone pool. Up, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Every single drone, -5. So, what is it, 16 drones? SCV taking a bit of a beating here. First SCV in trouble, perhaps. Ooh, drones coming in, drones coming in, drones coming in. Looking for the kills on these Marines. And this doesn't look so nice here for Solar, I don't think. Hasn't killed a single Marine quite yet. Has lost 5, 6 drones already. Now, I didn't finish my my maths degree, but 6 drones for 2 Marines, usually not quite what you want. There's 19 workers still out for Special. Is he going to pull them? I don't think so. Continued Marine production is still happening. Spine is on the way, and the first 2 Queens are popping out now. No gas behind this. Ooh, SCV's going back home. Special seems to be in a transitionary period right now, where he isn't quite sure what he wants to do. Does he want to get a CC on the low ground? Does he want to get a CC on the high ground? Does he want to pull the boys? Is he building more Marines? Yes, he's building more Marines. Metabolic boost is on the way. Solar sees this. Solar's also going to see the CC though. So mixed signals being sent here. Very mixed signals being sent here. Solar's constantly responding to the text, but then in real life never wants to talk. Very weird. Cool enough for the DMs, but not cool enough for school. Solar doesn't quite understand it. What's going on? CC and continued Marine production. What is this Special? Just be clear with me for once. Still no gas here. Triple CC, no gas. Okay. This is a build and a half. This is the type of stuff that I would think of in 2009. And you fantasize about it before Wings of Liberty even came out. It's like, what if I Marine rush and then build 3 command centers? And here we are. 14 years after I first fantasized about it. Special executes this build. I guess it's just gonna go into like a standard 3-Rex type of setup. Mass Marine factory type of stuff. Has a scouting barracks. Classic scouting barracks. I love that in both games so far we've had a scouting barracks. At some point, actually, this is a good story. While we're waiting for this game to kick off, there was a French Terran player called Daishi who truly believed that a scouting barracks was a solid way to go about scouting Protoss. He said, you know, Reaper doesn't always get the information, and a scan is fairly expensive. It costs, what, 225 minerals? Barracks is only 150. Why don't, rather than scanning for tech, why don't I just build a barracks and fly it in? So every single game, imagine that this were the Protoss base, he would build a barracks over here and float it in to see what tech the Protoss had and what the follow-up was going to be. Now, it made all of his own builds a lot worse, but he did get full information majority of the time. It's a very interesting type of play. Daisy in general was an inventive little player. Drop heavy. Didn't really adhere to the meta. I remember he used to play Mass Hellions as well against Protoss. Just Mass Hellions. Nothing but Hellions. And then go into tanks eventually. Really weird style. Of course, back then it worked. I remember losing to him when he was massing Hellions. Wasn't a fun time at all. So 5 barracks at home, factory. Good eco as well for Special. He's gonna have one hell of a push here. That's the thing I'm afraid of for Solar. And the thing that Special is trying to do, or at least what I feel like he's trying to do, is he kind of wants to force units out of his opponent, but he also doesn't want to be caught out on the map while he's being roach all in, or being Ling Bane flooded, you know? He probably still has bad memories from that last game. But, well, that ain't happening again to me. So he kind of wants to fake, you know, a move out, maybe force out some units, but not too many units that he's gonna die. This is gonna be one hell of a push. It's so many Marines, actually. Don't underestimate this. It's gonna have stim. 5 barracks production. I think there's gonna be close to like, what, 34, 35 Marines by the time these medevacs hit the field. That's going to require a lot of Banes. Like, actually a lot of banelings. Creep spread and a lot of banelings, or your fort base is toast. Like, queens at a certain marine count just aren't that effective anymore. I would love to see combat shield start, yeah. Because with combat shield is so fast that if you start it quickly here, maybe you can actually get combat shield out while your push is hitting. 1-1 is most likely, well, actually might finish up as well. There's some potential here for a 1-1 combat shield timing with, legit, it's gonna be like 45 marines. No tanks, but the damage output of an army like that is insane. If it can hit before centrifugal hooks, which I don't think it can, that would have been insane. That would have been sick. I think that would have just been a straight up win. But even if he just hits right now, it's gonna be 37 marines against 10 slow banelings, 6 queens and 31 lings. And maybe there's a chance, no? I think there is a world in which this works. 42 marines. Look at this. 117 supply against 104. This is a pure marine army. Literally trying to win the world championships with stupid stuff. Armory on the way. And here's the centrifugal hooks. Hydro then as well coming down in the natural. And these bad boys moving over towards the third base. Okay, there's no combat shield here. This is just a small amount of marines for now. The rest of them still at home. It's going to be pushed back. Centrifugal hooks about to finish up. Here we go. Big stim. Oh no, these banelings got out of position just before centrifugal finishes up. 3 banelings do remain, but I think this can be targeted down. Special here, moving forward, taking out a lot of the creep tumors. 64 workers against 85. This needs to deal damage, and most likely it is going to deal damage because there's no banelings ready here. This base will die. 1-1 marine, spec a real punch. And oi, special. Down in workers, but up in supply. And even in bases. I think he went for an 8 Rex as a follow-up here. Yes, indeed. 4CC is on the way. Here we go. Can we micro? Yeah, it's not the greatest control, but good enough. Drop into the main base. Spore not entirely in position. Special doesn't really want to drop here. He says, you know what? I'll let it be for now. I'm just going to get my 2-2 started. I hope at least that's what he's thinking, because that's going to be fairly important, that 2-2 upgrade. First few Marauders are on the way already. As these extra tech labs. What is this? A 7 Rex? No, it's an 8 Rex. It's going to be 4 tech labs. So it's basically an 8 Rex, but with Marauders rather than just pure Marines. There's also no tanks. And then still into a 4CC. 2-2 is really delayed though here for special. And that scares me a little bit. Here we go, Marine Marauder Mine. 4CC on the way. Matter of fact, get boosted back as well. What are these bases doing? Lots of scans available. It feels like if Special had started 2-2, he would have a pretty scary 2-2 timing. Now, he still has a scary 1-1 attack here. There's just not enough mines. Marauder count also isn't large enough. So splits will need to be very good. He's up 20 supply. There is a significant advantage that he has here. Fort base moving into position. As the infestation pit is being thrown down. Solar feels like he's semi-stabilizing right now. Tries to retake this base as a 5th, but still. It is being retaken. Lots of creep tumors being taken out. One more scan here would definitely help. Clearing up that final creep tumor. As these bad boys... Oh, Solar setting the rally point to try and defend it. Oh, good retargeting out of Special. Ends up killing 5-6 of these banelings. Drops in towards the main base. At the same time, we still have this army moving out. Creep tumor over here is really annoying. Is helping out these banelings so much. Pneumatized Carapace on the way. 2-2 about to finish up. And that's going to give a period of relative safety here for Solar. So far, he's been either behind in upgrades or even, and now he's going to be ahead. That's probably a good sign. Still is lacking the creep, though. Definitely is still lacking the creep. There's this one spine crawler with 1 kill. I think that's the spine from earlier, isn't it? That's the anti proxy 3 Rex spine. Ooh. This is a really nice position. I love that. Couple of mines there on the low ground. Not that many Marauders in this comp, which means we're going to see a pickup rather than a split back or some target fire. We have a marine drop, I think, that got cleared up over here. Lurker then is on the way. I think Solar really keen on trying to stabilize at this point. Not quite happening. Infantry weapons level 2 about to finish up. Redrop onto the high ground as the 5th base gets blasted. This is 2 medevacs. Would love to see a scan to deal with all of this creep. This base also in a little bit of trouble as more and more Hydras do go down. Still have this army set up over here. Special with a lot of money in the bank. Still not starting 3-3. Doesn't quite have the gas for it. Still only on 4 gases. No 50cc on the way. No 60cc on the way. Don't quite think it's going to matter. 142 supply against 188. More of these bio units stimming in forward as the drop hits the main base. And I think that's going to be end for these queens and also the end for Solar in this game. Special after a 3 Rex proxy wins the second game. And in game number 3 we have... Ooh. What do we have? I don't actually quite know what this is. This is a... Feels like the start of a proxy 2 or a proxy... Well, not a proxy Rex, but a 2 Rex Reaper. Maybe a 3 Rex Reaper? Also a possibility. I know Pian has been playing it a little bit lately. Doesn't seem to be the case though. Just going to be 2 Rex for now. And the beauty of the 2 Rex Reaper is that it gets you a fast 3 Reapers out on the map. You still get a decently timed natural command center as well. You don't need to get a second gas or any of that type of garbage. Then you put on an okay amount of pressure. It's not crazy pressure. It's not the type of pressure that kills a Zerg, but it's a type of pressure that might, you know, snipe a tumor extra or kill 1 or 2 more drones and might take out a queen. And that's enough. I think Terrans know that. They're going to be happy with it. It also is nice to kind of have as a start, you know. If you start with killing a queen, you just feel better about the game. And if you feel good about your control, about the tournament, and about the state that you're playing in, this is the type of build you really want to play, because it requires focus, it requires good control. This is not a build that someone who's having an off day would do. You know, you'd play something more defensive that requires lesser control in the early game. You know, you'd maybe play some type of 2-on-1 opener, or you just go for some standard Hellion Banshee type play, which doesn't really require the same kind of clutch micro that Reapers do. And as here comes the first Reaper, jumping in deep. Tries to aim for a drone. Doesn't get it. Good control here out of Special. Look at that. The control of this Reaper is really good. What in the world was Solar doing there? Just hold positioning these links and ends up losing 1 for free. 2 Reapers are out. And this should be enough of a warning here for Solar, knowing what's happening right now. He's seen it as well with the Overlord already, so should be completely in the know. Now, there are 2 ramps on this map, and this is not going to end up working out for Special. Needs to jump back down. Almost ends up losing 1 of these Reapers there. That would have been scary. First Creep Tumor has been planted on the high ground. That means that Creep Tumors will not quite reach the 3rd base immediately. A tiny little poke up there out of Special is going to look for something. Doesn't quite find it, and that's okay. Oh, here we go. Creep Tumor. There we go. There we go. Good control. Keeps the Reaper alive. Snipes the Creep Tumor. Was that 1? Yeah. First Creep Tumor over here. That means that it's even a larger delay of creep, and that's kind of painful. First Creep Tumor in the main. Second Creep Tumor gets sniped. Number 3 is about to go down, and with the safety of Metabolic Boost, I think that is going to be just fine. Was this worth it for Special? I don't know if it was. I'm very curious about his follow-up. He has a 3rd CC. Seems to me like it's going to be a more standard 2-on-1 type of follow-up with a fast triple anyway. This is all done off of 2 gases and looks fairly secure in my mind, especially given the fact that the tech lab and the reactor are on the inside. This is one of the things that Terrans have often complained about, is the fact that their barracks can't build a tech lab or a reactor on a different side. So imagine Terran were supposed to spawn over here. If you were to build a barracks, tech lab would still move or be placed on the right in the wall, making the walling a little bit harder, but also exposing it to potential Ling or Baneling bust, and making it just a very easy target. Solar scouting absolutely everything, by the way. Wait, is this real? Oh, the drama. What is this? Wait, is this mech? No, it's not. For a second, I started to believe that this was mech. It's like one of these 2 medevac, you know, the 16 Marine medevac drops into mech. I've seen it before. There's not going to be anything to stop this Cloak Banshee. I don't believe it. This could actually deal a lot of damage. Yes, the initial Marine medevac push-out is going to be delayed, but if Overseers aren't ready, if Spores aren't ready, you're easily looking at a 10, 12, 13, 14 drone loss, which could be disastrous. It could absolutely be disastrous here. A vital part of this is going to be clearing the path for the Banshees. And we see Special already spreading out these Marines right now, saying, hey, it's so important for me that my Banshees don't get spotted. My entire game plan relies on these Banshees, dealing, well, a crap ton of damage. A metric crap ton of damage. Cloaking Field finishing up, and here comes the second Banshee. I still think he's going to move out with his Marines as well at the same time. Kind of go for the 1-2 punch. Lots of links on the way. Carapace as well coming out here for Solar. +1 melee, not starting quite yet. Here come the medevacs. Take a look at first person view here out of Solar. Uh-oh. Finds the Banshees. I'm not sure if he saw that. I'm not sure if he was paying attention. I don't think he was paying attention. Quick reaction there with the cloak out of Special. Hasn't decloaked yet though. That means that this bad boy is going to run out before it even reaches the other side of the map, most likely. Here we go. Please don't attack the creep tumors. Please don't attack the creep tumors. 15 energy remaining. No Overseer here yet. Marines moving in and Solar, my friend. Ding, 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 ding. You're in some major trouble. 12 seconds for an Overseer to finish up. One of these Banshees is already visible. That is a little bit unfortunate, and it's going to lessen the damage that they would be capable of doing otherwise. Still, 8 workers is a very decent amount. At the same time, though, these Marines getting caught off guard. This was supposed to be kind of a fake push next to it. Wasn't supposed to lose all of those Marines. I don't think so. Just maybe poke on the edge of the creep and take it from there. But this was a mistake. Now, 8 workers have gone down. I think that Solar can just drone up to a significant number here. I'm thinking maybe 75, 76, 78 without any major trouble. So at the end of the day, Special still looking to be in a pretty garbage position. Fort CC gets built immediately. 1-1 is almost done. I hope the armory starts ASAP as well, because upgrades are going to be very important in this game for Special. He isn't ahead in anything, and the upgrades may be a saving grace. If you fall behind in upgrades, life is simply going to suck for the Terran here. Tank is on the way as well, so we have barracks. Oh yeah, for a second I was afraid it was barracks 2 and 3, but then I realized we already had 2 barracks on the low ground. So indeed, it is barracks 4 and 5. Soon to be followed by 6, 7 and 8, I do believe. Banelings morphing in. Centrifugal hook finishes up. That brings us to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 Banelings. Rolling in the tank by, say, the Banelings. Original song. Still working on it. 8 SCV go down. There's a decent amount of SCVs that die there. Ooh, couple of drones also getting targeted down. 4 to be exact. As the infestation pit gets built here immediately. 8 SCVs dying is a little bit frustrating. But not the end of the world if you're not really trying to saturate your fort yet. Second factory on the way as well. Still no 2-2 starting here. For Special. Still no +2 melee starting either for Solar. So both players slacking a little bit with the upgrade. Solar right now has the money available. Honestly, so does Special. Definitely for the +2 infantry weapons, which should always be the priority in this case. I also wouldn't completely mind a little bit of repair on this orbital command. I know it's unlikely that Banelings are going to blow it up, but it happens every now and again. We see +2 armor starting first. That's a mistake, always. It's never on purpose. Special might believe that he already has started infantry weapons, which would be kind of bad, honestly. Disastrous, one could even say. Fort CC is in position. Oh no, I think he forgot. I think he doesn't know about the +2 infantry weapons. That would be very, very bad over here. Planetary goes up. These 2 drops head towards the bottom left side. This is garbage. This is so bad for Special. This eBay is going to lose him the game. The fact that this eBay isn't doing anything right now, that is a game-changing mistake. We only have the Carapace upgrade for Solar, but that's actually the correct upgrade that the Zerg wants. He's also forgetting a melee upgrade. Okay, here we go. Finally, infantry weapons level 2. It is fairly delayed by about 70-ish seconds, but it's going to get there eventually, and that's what's really important. Sometimes you see people forget it forever, and that would just be extremely painful here for a special. 180 supply for our Mexican Terran player, who's continuing to drop on the top side. Has a nice setup here. 3 little groups roaming around the map, and is controlling properly as well. At least with the one group that he was controlling. These other two not really doing all that much. Gets a scan in the middle. Would love to see these guys just going in for the cancel on this hatchery. Definitely a possibility. At the same time, there's also potential to drop over here. Okay, here we go. Stims forward. Goes ham on this hatch. I think that hatch is going to be a cancel indeed. Yep, there we go. Should get a pickup. Beautiful pickup. Immediately boost in towards the main. Spore not in position. At the same time, the double drop indeed landed over here as well. Fourth base is in the correct spot. Fifth base not on the way yet. Finally, we have the extra barracks. I mentioned it a while ago, but only now do they go down. Special struggling with money this entire game. Solar, the opposite of struggling with money. He has a lot of cash left over. Starting his first Viper. Or well, first Viper has finished. It's sucking the energy of the hive away. Ooh, this is an interesting little drop here. 4, 6. Drones go down immediately. Only 2 Banes in this army. Spore dealt some damage against the Medivacs. At the same time, we have an attack over here. Some little Marauders in this army, though. Pure Marine means that it's going to be hard to deal with these Banes. Good control once again out of Special, which is kiting back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And will most likely get a cancel here on this hatch eventually. Oop, moves back. As these mines get blasted as well. Adrenal Gland's about to finish up. +3 armor already on the way for Special. As this +2 still not done yet. And that's making these trades just a little bit worse for him every single time. Oh, that was a big Baneling hit. That's the... not quite sure where that Bane came from, but... he knows what he did. He exploded right in the middle there. Painful little move for those Marines. A couple of mines, though, also getting some good hits off. Viper actually gets taken out for free. Rookie move there out of Solar. Viper's often very important. Parasitic Bomb, a great spell against Medivacs. Blinding Cloud, brilliant against tanks, of course. Let me not start about the abductability, in case Medivacs are chilling in dead spaces. Always going to be useful. No Hydras, despite there being a Hydra then, if I recall correctly. No, I thought I saw it. Must have been last game then. There's going to be Lingbane Ultra Viper. Special up 20 supply, but Solar has plenty of cash in the bank. And a lot of creep, especially on the left side. Lacking creep here in the middle, though. Ooh, that's not a good split here on these mines. Ooh, it's going very deep with these mines. Yoicks, that is not the start of a good fight, I don't think so. Well, I take that back. This is the start of a good fight. Well, no, it's not the end of a good fight, but... I think Special looks at this and says that was okay. His opponent doesn't actually have enough larva right now. Special continuing to push forward. Lots of cash in the bank for Solar, but apparently no injects in the past few minutes, as there's not enough larva to produce. Oh, it's always a painful moment when that ends up happening. More and more larva are coming out. There's a Parasitic Bomb available on this bad boy. This fight is going to be off creep once again. Marauders taking a lot of these shots. Big mine hit over here. 9 kills and 1. A lot of that were Banelings. The Ultra will clean this up. Ghost Academy, have you started yet? No, not really. And you haven't finished yet then either. No extra orbital commands here for the help of the Mule. Special playing on a relatively low eco here. Despite him having 79 workers, he's struggling to get maxed and to stay maxed and to get these better late game units out. It seems like he wants to be stuck in the mid game forever. Medivac gets split. Oh my good lord, that was a huge mine hit. 25 kills on this bad boy. Lings, Banes, everything in between. Which honestly, there's not a whole lot in between Lings and Banes, but it is what it is. So there we go once again. Overseer's popping in as we get the pickup here. And these Marauders, are they in trouble or are those Lings in trouble? Seems to me like those Lings are the ones in trouble. Special with some great trades here. Resources lost 20k against 14,000. In favor of our Terran player, who still isn't adding any command centers, who still isn't adding a Ghost Academy, and continues to put on the pressure here with more Liberators, more mines, an overstimmed army. Let's speak the truth here. And this is a good flank coming out of Solar. Catches a lot of this army, and as a result will push Special back. Here come the mine. Okay, 5 Lings go down, I think it was. Yeah, actually it was 5 Lings. We have another mine in the back with 11 kills already. We have a mine over here with 23 kills. significant numbers there. Significant numbers. Still no extra command center. Still no late game transition. Special. Continuing to put on the pressure. Continuing to apply pressure where it hurts for Solar. And right now that is this right side area. This top side area where there's no creep whatsoever. Where mines are effective. But there is this ability to always flank. It's a huge open space, which the position is technically good for Zerg, but due to the lack of creep, good for Terran. Link run by hits this base. Does not quite get the damage that these links wanted. 2 SCVs go down and 15 links fall. It's not a good trade at all. Not a very larva efficient trade either. There comes Solar once more. Can he really do this? How low these parasitic bomb medevacts are. Oh, 1 goes down, 2 go down, 3. Oh, God. Hey, the guy that's on fire and starts hugging all of his friends and kills 2 extra medevacs. That's not quite what you're supposed to do, buddy. Melee attack level 3 just finished up here for Solar, who is looking for blood and might actually find it here. Trying to go for a kill on this topside planetary could be very risky, could be very dangerous. It is 2 ultras, which help a crap ton against SCVs. 15 drones have gone down here. Does this Liberator have something to do with it? I think it does. Does this Lib have something to do with it? I also think that. Special here with a very good fight. I think winning the game here. Straight up just winning the game. There's nothing left right now for Solar. This is it. No income. No ground units, just a couple of Corruptors, and Corruptors aren't great against Marauders. There's no Greater Spire either, so can't even morph into Brute Lords. These mines moving in, moving forward, will get maybe some kills. Oh, poof, poof. 32 drones being taken out, and Solar might actually be dead after a game where it felt like he was in an okay spot the entire time. After the early game, at least, but Special with an aggressive style of Terran versus Zerg takes the win here. The supplies are 150 against 86. I've not expected this. A couple more mine hits coming in, but I mean, this really is game over. There's just not enough mining coming in for Solar, and he's half the supply of his opponent. GG gets called. Special wins the game, wins the series with a 2-1 score. And that, my dear friends, is going to be it for me today. Thanks all so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hopefully I'll see all of you
next time for a new video. Bye bye.